The L weaving its way through these quiet winter streets as all the action is inside the raucous Chicago Stadium.
To the All-Star Game. Let's meet the starters for the West. At forward. And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. At forward.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion. And that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Pat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside, and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird the forward. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. And plenty of subplots to this game. For more, let's send it over to David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, this story has never gone away over the years, guys. Isaiah Thomas is, of course, a native Chicagoan, but you'll still hear some boos today from Bulls fans. That's because at that All-Star game a couple of years ago, people questioned whether Isaiah froze out Michael Jordan. Some people still believe it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that story has not gone away. Thank you, David. For what it's worth, Clark, Isaiah Thomas denies there was a freeze-out, and Jordan himself says, I never said it, so what do you think?
But the reality is, we probably never will know the full story.
And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Clark, and amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
Patrick Ewing's checked in for Malone. That one good for 2. Jordan's got his second basket of the game. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly Certainly, perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like it.
And good that time. Thomas got 6.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
Clark wide open, high scoring both ways.
These tremendous All-Stars are putting on a tremendous show, Kevin.
What a blast. Offensive rebound. Ewing. The size and aggression of Ewing inside.
The #1 overall pick in 1985, and it was an all-star rookie season for Patrick Ewing. Hurt last year, but nice to see him back where he belongs, right in the All-Star game.
Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. Catching up on the changes for the East. Jordy comes in for Bird, and it's Rivers in for Isaiah Thomas. Then for the West All-Stars, Abdul-Jabbar is checked in for Malone. Worthy comes in for English. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Lever. Now here's Jordan, following the miss by James Worthy.
Making people around him better. One of the things Doc is best known for. Doc Rivers, that is.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West, trailing by 2. The pass to Olajuwon. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I'll tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
And Michael Jordan getting it done for the East All-Stars. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game. You know, I think that was a message-sending foul there. They're not going to allow any easy buckets at the rim.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Star.
So don't be surprised that the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
We've got Rivers. McHale is out there with Daugherty. Then it's Jordan. And it's Wilkins in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. And the West has made their imprint here in the early going clock.
Unfazed by those that are predicting otherwise. They're playing with a lot of confidence and maybe a little bit of an edge, too.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Yep.
Here's Jordan. And the layup's good off the glass. Jordan's got the game tied up here for the East All-Stars.
Once Jordan gets inside with the Rockets, practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
McDaniel, the pass to Worthy. Some solid defense there for McHale. Worthy's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. And Kareem looking to set the career record for all-star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you gotta love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Good one. And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul. Moses Malone. He's checked in for the East. Bird comes in for Wilkins. Malone's checked in for the West. Lever comes in for Clyde Drexler. The West again cannot hit.
Well, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all. Boy, what a ruthless, wicked dribble move that time by Jordan. Threw his defender off and got the space he needed to fire.
Johnson dishes to Malone. Pass to Lever. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem, the elder statesman. 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin. And, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
Johnson kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. And out of bounds. The East All-Stars will have it. The East making a switch. Thomas is checked in. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Donaldson comes in for Abdul-Jabbar. And Aguirre's subbed in for McDaniel. Pass to McHale. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Malone.
Hey, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, McHale is a guy you definitely have to game plan for. His low post moves are ridiculous.
The West trails by 6. Johnson outside. Some nice passing here by the West. Lever up top. And stolen by McHale.
And you know, so far I like the effort from both teams. It's an exhibition, but each team showing great pride. They're getting after it.
Malone against Thomas. No good that time. And it's the West taking it the other way. Throws it up high. And Magic Johnson continuing to orchestrate beautifully. And the 7-2 center from the Mavericks, James Donaldson.
You know, I think he's the only lefty in this game. Larry Bird and Danny Ainge right left-handed, but they shoot it with their right hand.
You and I have talked about this before, but defending a lefty is different than defending clearly a right-hander.
Throws you off just a little bit, Kevin.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
Here's what the East is going with right now. Ewing's checked in for Malone. And Ainge is subbed in for Kevin McHale. Olajuwon's checked in for the West. Back to Lever. There's the triple. And it's the East with the rebound. Here's Thomas. From down in the low post. It goes. And now a 10-point East All-Star lead. Pass to Aguirre. And here's Malone. Bird. The West again cannot hit.
That's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit. Maybe lost concentration, too.
Here's Jordan. Rebounded by Malone. Malone's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Now,
Lever against Thomas. Here's Olajuwon over Ewing. The West again cannot hit. And we've reached halftime in this one. East All-Stars ahead, ending the second quarter with a huge surge. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
Here's Malone. A shot off that time. Good D by Olajuwon. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars. It's a 10-point game. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Brad Nelson. They've got English. Olajuwon is out there with Malone. Then it's Johnson, and it's Lever in at the shooting guard position. And of the players in tonight's All-Star Game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
And English kicks to Johnson. Step back shot. Jump shot is good that time.
Johnson.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser, and I understand it's quite an event.
Well, if Jordan is going for that scoring record, Clark, he's running out of time.
You know, I think at this point, Kevin, you can't worry about the record. Just try to get the win. There's always next year to get the numbers.
And Moses Malone, Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And you know, Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness to the Washington Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
Here's Olajuwon. It's hauled in by Bird. The East leading by 12. Here's Jordan. Good, and the nice assist from Wilkins. Jordan's got 4 points in the quarter.
Another big night for Jordan. What a natural scorer he is. MJ simply can do it all.
And Clark, a slow start, but Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen.
Great defense that time from Lever. The West trails by 14. English the pass to Johnson. Over Jordan. The West again cannot hit. Johnson's gone 2 for 7 from the field. Thomas goes in. Wow, is it tough to stay in front of Isaiah Thomas.
Boy, inside the defense goes all out trying to stop Thomas, but he stays focused and manages to get around him for the bucket.
Johnson draws the double. On the wing, Malone. No good with the wing jumper. And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
Thomas gets the bucket.
You know, this is why Moses Malone's teammates like playing with him, because when they're uncovered and open, he finds it.
They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche. You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
A big group substitution here for the East. Doherty's checked in for Malone. Ewing comes in for Bird. Danny Ainge is checked in for Wilkins. And it's Rivers in for Thomas. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for Karl Malone. McDaniels checked in for English. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Lever.
Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
McDaniel, the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Count the basket.
And Kareem at 40, still handling his business, getting it done. 15 points a game on 54% shooting from the field. For a 40-year-old, that is excellent production from the center position. You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. If commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the board of governors at the next meeting.
And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
4 on the clock. Here's Drexler. East grabs the miss. Ewing's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. They swipe it. And now here's Johnson, a fast break chance. None better than Magic Johnson orchestrating the fast break. And James Worthy here in Clark, his 3rd All-Star game.
Yeah, I was part of the '82 draft when Worthy was the #1 pick out of North Carolina. He can hurt you on the block as well as in transition.
So refresh our memories. He was #1. Where were you taken?
I was number 8, Kevin.
That's right.
Number 8.
That's right. I knew that. I just wanted you to boast a little bit.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
Now the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Back to Drexler. Here's McDaniel. He's guarded by Rivers. Just his first attempt. A nice shot by McDaniel. McDaniel's got his first points in this one. And Clark, with his strength and quickness, Xavier McDaniel, a very tough guy to cover.
Well, he's versatile. You talk about that strength and athleticism. 92% of the time in his career, he scored in double figures. Very consistent.
My goodness. And so it's the East All-Stars with an 18-point lead as the... Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
We've got Moses Malone. Wilkins is out there with Ewing. It's Michael Jordan, and it's Rivers in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. Here's Jordan, and the layup is good. Jordan's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the East All-Stars. The West trails by 20. While you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are breaked up pretty good.
Chalk up 2 there. Jordan's got 14 points here in the second half.
It's obvious he's looking to continue to attack on offense so this lead can expand.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been. A shot's good on the assist from Wilkins. Jordan's got 36.
How do you expand the lead? Increase it. It takes good play on both ends.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over.
Straight up facts here, guys. They are getting destroyed down low.
Thomas checked in for the East. Back to Lever.
Constantly applying pressure on the defense. Lever gets himself to the strike.
Personal foul. First team.
Free throw good. Lever.
Shooting for West All-Stars, Fat Lever. Taking 2 shots.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. The East leading by 23. Outside Wilkins. Good ball movement here by the East. And Jordan gets it to go on the assist by Wilkins. Wilkins has got his 3rd assist on the night.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the 2nd most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
Olajuwon with the rebound.
East.
Olajuwon's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the foul called on Michael Jordan.
Second
That's foul
team
number 2
foul.
for him. So
Now
for the
into
West,
the lineup for the
Donaldson, he's checked in for Elijah. And Aguirre subbed in for English.
Mark Aguirre.
On the wing, Drexler, guarded by Jordan. Drexler passes to Donaldson. And it goes down 2 points.
Assisted
And Clark in the
by
Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah.
I like that they're putting in the work, trying to build this lead out.
Wilkins against Aguirre. And it's
He's
Dominique Wilkins with the foul.
Dominique
That'll be his second
Wilkins.
foul of the game. The
Second
West All-Stars
personal
making
foul.
a switch here.
Third
Worthy's
team
checked
foul.
in. A 3 from
In
Drexler.
for the
And
West.
it's the East with the rebound.
Worthy.
He's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Malone passes to Jordan. Lever against Jordan. Passes it to Aguirre. And it's Dominique Wilkins with the foul.
Dominique.
And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Third
The
personal
next foul will put them in the penalty.
Fourth team
And
foul.
the East with some changes.
Substitution
Kevin
on the court.
McHale, he checked in for Malone. And Cheeks is subbed in for Thomas. And West also making a switch. Johnson's checked in. And in his 8th season in the NBA, James Donaldson making Clark his first All-Star appearance.
And you know, Kevin, before his NBA career, he actually played his first professional season in Italy. So he's taking the path less traveled for sure.
He said, "Arrivederci" to Italy to come to the NBA.
Yes, he did.
And Donaldson gets it to go.
Typical unselfish play that time by Drexler, taking the opportunity to get it to the ready shooter.
Jordan outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Michael Jordan now with 42 points. Clark, he has tied the record for scoring in an All-Star game.
A piece of history. Boy, is he special.
Johnson kicks to Drexler. Pass to Aguirre. Lets it go from the wing. Again, the West All-Stars. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did. And the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. Here's McHale. Yep, it counts.
This is the 4th All-Star game for the Celtics, Kevin McHale. Kids at home who want to learn how to score in the post, just put the isolated camera on Kevin McHale, please. Moves on moves on top of moves in the paint.
Wilkins. 4th personal foul.
No good on the free throw.
You know, Mark Aguirre does really just about everything you would ask of him on the floor. Not much that he can't do.
And the East All-Stars with some changes. Doherty comes in for Patrick Ewing. And Ainge is subbed in for Wilkins. And West also making a switch. McDaniels checked in for Drexler. McHale outside. Cheeks outside. Pass to Jordan. Over McDaniel. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin. And it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive. Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
Here's Jordan. The shot, no good. The West All-Stars will go the other way with it. Inside, Worthy. And Worthy throws it down. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yep, always looking for an opportunity to serve somebody else up. Cheeks loves dropping dimes.
Good on the shot.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here's Jordan. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in. Clark, they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you look looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored, but you still got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder they found that extra gear they needed when it was time to get it done.
That's a good point. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. So long and good night, everyone.